Listener supported. WNYC Studios.
This is Soundcheck. I'm John Schaefer. We've been talking about how an early music education can give you the discipline and determination to succeed in other fields, especially when you have that one special teacher like Joanne Littman had. Well, this pianist, Valentina Lisitsa, has succeeded in the music field, but she's done it in a slightly different way. See, someone illegally uploaded a YouTube video of her playing Chopin back in 2007, but Valentina, showing that discipline and determination we were talking about earlier, fought back by putting everything on YouTube. That's when success came. 1 million views, then 10 million, then 30 million. Now she's got a major record company deal and a global career that included opening night of the 92nd Street Y season here in New York this past weekend. Her new album is This Music by Franz Liszt, and Valentina is going to start us off today with Liszt's arrangement of Franz Schubert's Erlkonig. It's Valentina Lisitsa, live on Soundcheck. That is Valentina Lisitsa, live on Soundcheck at our piano, playing Franz Liszt's arrangement of Franz Schubert's song Erlkonig. Valentina, very nice to have you with us on Soundcheck.
Delighted to be here.
We were talking earlier today with Joanne Littman about her book about that one music teacher and how that person had such an impact on her life. Mm-hmm. Did you have a teacher?
Oh, gosh. When people ask me whom did I study with, I tell with dead people.
With dead people?
Yes, it's perfect Halloween theme. But in a way, it's true because I studied with old recordings, with people whom I possibly cannot study. I name as my teachers Rachmaninoff, Hoffman, Backhaus.
So some of the great old pianists.
Great old golden age.
Yeah,
school.
1920s and 30s recordings.
Yeah.
So are you self-taught mostly?
I was contrarian in everything. Yes, I had normal teacher, and I did everything opposite. Since I was a little child, I would do, if my teacher would tell me to hold my elbows close to my body, I would stick them out, and vice versa, and so on.
Well, I'm happy that we are shooting video today, because it was fun watching you play Erlkonig there.
Fun?
Fun for me. For me it was, watching your hands move impossibly fast up and down the keyboard.
All that coffee.
But then that's what Franz Liszt was all about. I mean, people talk about you using YouTube and the 30 million views to kind of launch your career, but wasn't Franz Liszt doing the same thing back in the not YouTube.
Well, yes, in YouTube of his time. First of all, the correction. It's like 64 million or something.
64
yes,
million.
It's not 30, but
okay,
who counts?
So another 30 million
Those
since this
things,
morning when I last checked.
You're so right. Classical music, it constantly, it spreads around, and every time with every generation, we scream that we're cheapening the experience because we're catering to masses. And Liszt picked up classical music when it was still salon experience for privileged few, for elite, for educated. He took it to big concert halls. He was the one who invented solo recital.
Right.
And there was no way back. And yet he expanded the audience for classical music. People were excited to come and listen to it, and that's how we end up in the epoch of YouTube.
And the ladies like to see Franz Liszt. He had those dark, brooding, good looks, and so he was kind of a pop star, as well as a classical musician.
One of my favorite movies, Listomania by Ken
Listomania.
Russell. Oh yes, yeah. Not for under 18, please.
Yeah. So. Why were you taken by surprise by your initial success on YouTube?
Not at all. It's very easy to see it looking backwards. I never registered a breakthrough.
So there was no one moment. It was just like a gradual...
One of moments was exactly when I put my own recording.
Yeah.
And suddenly, when I was just giving up and saying, okay, it's for free, forget it, I quit. I'm not a recording label. And the next day we woke up and it was number one on Amazon.
Number one on Amazon,
By itself, it's not a big deal, but it was ahead of Baby Einstein video, which was a big deal.
So you were number one, Baby Einstein was number two.
Yes, how sweet.
Nicely done. Were you close to giving up on a career in music?
Yes, of course, yeah. I was facing the same dilemma as everybody else.
Well, now, this is another thing we were talking about earlier with Joanne Littman is, she spoke to Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, and Woody Allen, the filmmaker, and all these people who had to make a choice at some point to give up music and go be successful in something else. And they were successful, and they say that their music training was part of the reason for their success. So if you had given up on music, what would you have done?
I don't know. Maybe I would be successful in something, in marketing. When I had no concerts to do, I was selling mixers on eBay quite successfully. I was
selling mixers?
Yes, I was about to go actually to Sunbeam Company and tell them how terrible they are with their marketing, because I could buy them retail and sell them for twice as much money just by providing wonderful customer service experience. But coming from ex-Soviet Union, it's an invaluable experience.
So you are from Ukraine originally, living now sort of between North Carolina and Paris.
And all kinds of airports.
Yeah, airports, yeah. Well, we are very happy you're here with us in our New York studio today. You want to play another piece for us?
Sure. What would you like?
You want to do another of the Schubert Liszt arrangements?
Okay, sure.
Ave Maria, right?
Fine, sounds good.
Okay. Valentina Lisitsa is my guest on Soundcheck. This is the Ave Maria by Franz Schubert, arranged by Franz Liszt. Valentina Lisitsa live on Soundcheck with another of those Franz Schubert, Franz Liszt arrangements, Ave Maria, arranged by Franz Liszt from the original work by Schubert and played by Valentina Lisitsa on our Steinway here in the Soundcheck studio. Her latest CD, Lisitsa Plays Liszt, and that is out now. Let's hear Liszt's La Campanella. This is a concert favorite, sort of an encore favorite, in fact. A fiery piece by Franz Liszt. Once again, Valentina Lisitsa, live on Soundcheck. And that is La Campanella by Franz Liszt, played live here in the Soundcheck studio on our piano by Valentina Lisitsa. Her new album is called Lisitsa Plays Liszt. And so did you program the album yourself? Because I know sometimes you let your listeners, your YouTube fans, program your concerts, right?
Yes, but if I would let fans program Liszt, I would end up with pieces everybody knows and plays. Yeah. But the idea was to find pieces less familiar.
Mm-hmm. So why do you let other people decide? Is it important for people to sort of feel an ownership of what you do?
Well, people go to the restaurant and they choose what they want to eat. Mm-hmm. Why not to do the same in music? And the results, every time they're different and not what people expect.
Oh, good.
So you never know.
All right. So you've got there's always going to be some Chopin etudes or nocturnes, but you occasionally get a little Shostakovich sent your way. That's nice. Valentina, it has been very nice having you here with us in the studio today. Thank you so much for playing for us.
My pleasure. Thank you.